I'm going to give you 5 tree planting tips that most homeowners don't know. These 5 tips can be the difference in a tree that actually thrives or a tree that struggles. And if you stay tuned to the very end, I'm going to give you a massive bonus tip that can mean the difference in a tree that maybe dies within 3 to 5 years or a tree that will live more than likely longer than you. So number one on my list is going to be, how big of a hole do I actually dig for my tree? And I think this is probably one of the most misunderstood topics when it comes to planting a tree for the homeowner. They'll actually dig a hole, they throw the tree in there, put some dirt back over, a little water, and they call it done. And that's generally the reason that most trees are going to die within 3 to 10 years of planting, because they were not planted correctly. So you really don't want to, plant a tree deep. You want to plant it wide. Contrary to popular belief, most trees' roots do not grow down. You may have a tap root on certain trees, but the majority of your roots are going to spread out. So what you want to do is, you're only going to go as deep as your root ball, but you want to go 2 to 3 times as wide. So you're going to dig, if your root ball is this big, you're going to dig the hole this wide, but you're not going to dig it very deep. So hands down, the biggest mistake that homeowners make has to do with, planting the tree too deep, like I was talking earlier. But when you plant it too deep, what you're doing is you're covering up the root flare. Now, if you don't know what the root flare is, if you look at a tree, it's going to be symmetrical all the way down, and at the very base, it's going to flare out. That's why it gets the name root flare. In this case, this one looks almost like a little, horse's hoof, and it goes out and the roots are going to spread out around it. Now, that's, a major thing, because I see people plant the trees way deep, and it's what's called telephone poling. Their tree just looks like a telephone pole. Now, the tree may not die right away. It may actually grow for 2, 3 years, 5 years. It might even make it 10 years. But you're going to start noticing one side of the trees dying. The foliage isn't looking good. It just doesn't look healthy. Well, the reason is you've cut off its oxygen supply. Trees actually need oxygen, and they get it usually around this root flare. So if you cover that up, it can't breathe. So it's extremely important. So let's take a couple of looks at some different trees in the root flare so you understand exactly what it is. If you look close, you can actually see the straight part of the tree going down, and then it flares out at the bottom. You have roots going off in all directions. That is your root flare. That is what you do not want to bury below grade, and you actually want it 2 to 3 inches above the ground surrounding it. Now, from the nursery, if you have roots that are wrapping around, cut those off, because those roots will strangle the tree later. This particular tree, you can see how it goes down straight and then it's discolored. This tree was buried too deep. You can see the root flare at the very bottom. If you bury it this deep, the tree cannot breathe. It will die. If you look close at the crepe myrtle, this is a perfect example of the actual root flare being up high. You can see that it has to be above the actual ground around it. Even if you look at this older tree, you can kind of see at the bottom the way that it actually flares out all the way around. That is what you're actually trying to do and you're looking for when you plant your tree. If you look further up, it goes straight. Go back down, there's your flare. Guys, I want to take a quick moment to tell you about my free homeowners DIY starter kit. It's going to have a lot of basic information about tool selection, electrical, plumbing, drywall, the kind of stuff that every homeowner needs to know. If you shoot me a quick email, I'll send that to you for free. My email address is going to be in the description. And as an added bonus, if you act right now, I'm going to go ahead and include the link in that email that will take you to my free PDF library. And that library is a lot more extensive. It's going to cover a lot more electrical, plumbing, landscaping, you name it, it's all going to be in there, and it's ever growing. I'm going to constantly be adding to that list, and you'll have access to it from now on. Shoot me an email and I'll get it to you right away. So number three on my list is going to be mulch. A lot of times I see people take the mulch and they pile it way up the tree. Like where you see the dark line here, that could be mulched. That is called a mulch volcano. And what that basically does is it cuts off the oxygen supply to the tree at the actual flare. That's why we're leaving that flare open so that the tree can breathe. So you're basically suffocating and killing your tree. So make sure that if you mulch, you keep the mulch a good 2-3 inches away from the trunk of the tree. Build your little dam around it. And you don't want to go more than maybe a couple of inches. You don't want this to stay so wet that you start getting root rot. And if you're going to stake the tree, you use 3 stakes and use your cords lightly. Don't have it, super tight. You want the tree to be able to move a little. That's what's going to make a strong tree in the future. So number 5 on my list is getting your tree from a nursery in the pot and just throwing it into the ground. Kind of like I said in, tip number 1, where people just throw it in the ground, cover it up and call it done. You want to prepare that tree. You're going to want to take the top, because most of them are going to have to be cut back off the top, because in the nursery they put too much dirt. You need to make sure that that flare is exposed. Then I'm going to make 4 cuts on the sides, sometimes even a little more depending on the tree. If I have what's called wraparound root, I'm going to pull those roots out like fingers all the way around, break up the sod a little bit on the side. And I'll even do that a little bit on the bottom. Not a lot on the bottom, just a little bit. So when I put it in the actual hole, I want the bottom of the hole nice and solid, and I want the tree to be solid setting on that. Now, when should you actually do all this? You should do this before you dig your hole. So the very first thing you should do is address the tree itself in the pot. Make sure that it's cleaned up nice, because the size of that root ball, after you trim everything up, is going to change. So if you buy a 15-gallon tree in a pot, it's not going to be 15 gallons by the time you clean everything up. And so you have probably just gone and dug a hole way too big if you were going by the pot size itself. Okay, guys, as promised, I'm going to give you that massive bonus tip. There's only one thing that may trump this bonus tip, and that's exposing that flare. That is extremely important. But this is probably going to be right behind it, if not equally as important. That is, what do you put back in the hole? I've dug my hole. I've got it 3 times larger. I've put the root ball in there. What do I put in there? I've seen guys put gravel and rock at the bottom. That works great if you're putting in a fence post, because you're putting concrete on top and it allows drainage. The funny thing is if you put gravel at the bottom of a tree, it's actually going to hold the moisture in the roots. You think that's good. It's not. It's going to rot your roots, and you're going to start killing off your tree slowly but surely. Number 2, I see people take and put fertilizer inside of the, around that root ball before they put the dirt in. I see them go buy really nice topsoil and cover in that area with that new topsoil. All sounds like a great idea, but the problem is if the tree has everything it needs in that small circle, it doesn't need to go anywhere else. It's going to start circling its roots. It's going to grow in that like it's a big pot. So what you do is you use the native soil that you dug out and you pull it back in. Cover everything up good, that way. If you've got a lot of exposed roots, you go ahead and water halfway through, turn that dirt into like a sludge mud, and it will pack around the roots. It'll get rid of air bubbles around the roots, which you don't want. Finish topping it off. Now, if you want to take a little bit of cow manure or something like that and put it on the top, mix it in with the dirt on top, you could probably do that. I wouldn't go more than maybe 20%. And then you can use a little bit of mulch around the top like I've done here. You want this tree to grow and get strong. So if you want to see the full video of how I planted this Chinese pistache tree, I'll leave the link in the description. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. Ring that little bell notification. Matter of fact, hit it twice so you know about all my upcoming videos. And be sure and shoot me an email so that you can get my free Homeowners DIY Starter Kit. So, as always, guys, I appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.